It's got a marble cover, and all the pieces are made of metal.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
easy.
I guess I'll see it when I be there next week. Yay,
Ooh,
next week!
Are you pumped?
Yes, I am excited.
You got your tickets?
Yes, I do.
He's got his bags packed right next to him right now. You guys don't know. He's just
No,
going to sit there
you
and
see,
wait
that's.
until next week.
Wow, that is early.
I am really lazy at that. I always do. Like luggage and stuff like that. Sadly, always last minute.
Ooh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm very, very pleased with it. It came from the country of Turkey.
Wow.
Oh, let me see. Let me see. Oh, damn, that is badass. I like that.
I'll have to send the commendations to the gentleman who made it.
That I like that. That's pretty good. I'm not that great at chess. I at least know it's a basic, but that is pretty sweet.
What's it like to be much better at chess than everybody you know?
I assume it's like when anyone is better than people at other things. It's just a thing that I happen to be good at.
I
It's like
remember
all.
playing chess with you and thinking like, this can't be fun for you.
No, because normally when I play people, I play like offlines of things that I don't normally play against people who are really good. And it reminds me a lot of when like you guys draw something, and I'm like, "Damn, this is my horse. It is not amazing."
I make my brother and my dad play with ridiculous rules.
Change the
Like,
rules?
oh yeah, I make them like flip sides every couple minutes, or sometimes I start their game. I'll start one side, and then I'll have like my mom start the other side, and we don't know how to play. So it's just gonna be like this moves here, and that's your starting point. My dad's like, shit. But it makes it really, really hard.
Fair enough.
We go out of our way to make it way harder. Because playing it normal would be too boring, I guess.
Fun thing about when you learn how to play chess is that you immediately learn that you also don't know how to play chess. It's like a lot of like sports and stuff. Like as soon as you figure out how a sport works, you realize, oh, I can't do that. I can't play this. There's so
Yeah.
much more to this that I don't know yet.
Yeah. That's why I quit basketball.
I figured out how to dribble. Oh wait, all of this other stuff like strategy and positioning and
Yeah,
crap.
over it. That's
Holy
why I
crap!
played volleyball only.
Hit the ball if it comes to you. That's volleyball.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, my mom's tactical advantage was leave her kid in the back row, and then when she goes to the front row, switch her out because she sucks.
Hey, that's a nice strat.
Well, I was the only person in my little team because we had A team and B team, and I was in B team. But I was the only person in B team that dove to the floor to get
Okay,
something.
yeah.
And so my mom would leave me in the back row because I would get all of the things everyone else missed. But when it came to the front row, like my leg was dicked up, so I couldn't jump. So I was just a back row player, and I served, but I served underhand, but I had full control over where the ball landed. So I
Gotta
would
have that.
deliberately like pick on their weakest link and make everyone on the other side lose because they can't hit the ball.
If you keep the serve, you win. As long as you're serving right, there's no problems.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the coach on the other side gets mad. She's like, "Oh, they keep picking on the one girl that can't hit it. I'm going to switch her out." And then it makes the game continue.
And then they adjust their strategy, and actually, it's not simple anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom was one of those like, all right, stop picking on her. Or like if you serve and you just barely hit it over the net without hitting the net, that's like an impossible hit back. Hardly anybody hits it back. It goes straight into the net when they hit it, and then they lose. My mom was very strategic. We were playing to win. We weren't playing to have fun. It's not fun.
No.
Everyone, we're playing to win, and if you're sucking that day, you're out.
If you're smiling, you're cut. Get
Like my
lost.
cousin, they
Yeah,
pulled my
that's
cousin
it.
right out because she was playing. She was on the same team as me, and my mom was like, "Out! You suck today. Maybe you
Not
drive."
good enough. Get better and come back.
Yeah, it caused a lot of like weird turmoil and drama in my family. So it's like, Meg, your cousin is allowed to play. You're picking favorites, blah blah blah. And I'm like, trust me, she treats me way worse. You want her to be your mom? Come to my house. You can practice every single day.
Get in the back. 30 serves right now.
No way.
Volleyball is so fun.
It is.
I used to play a lot. Pretty
You
good at it.
played in grade school, high school?
In high school, yeah.
No.
I used to go like school tournaments and stuff like that. We will always win. Like we had a good trainer. Like not a trainer. We had a good coach. We had a he was the coach for like uh I would say university teams and stuff like that to go to nationals and stuff like that. And he was our coach in high school. It was so much fun. We learned so much with that guy. It was pretty sweet. And whenever we did like in-house tournaments with like all the schools around and stuff like that, we will always win. It wasn't fair. Especially because most of my friends, including me, we were like taller than all the kids from the other schools. So we had like a huge advantage there as well on slamming that ball down. Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was awesome.
They probably
Yeah, I didn't,
hated you.
didn't play in high school. I switched to rifle team.
Why is that?
Very similar.
Oh yeah, you know.
You get a gun if you're on rifle team.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I ended up in a bunch of military classes, and they were like, "We're gonna start rifle team," and I was like, "Okay." That sounds boring. And then they make you shoot rifles in class anyway, and you find out, hey, I'm actually pretty decent at this, so I'm gonna try out for rifle team, and then I made it. So it was really fun. I got to be
Interesting.
on varsity rifle team because our team was so tiny.
We went to the same high school, and I didn't know we had a rifle team.
Oh damn.
Now,
Oh,
I don't remember you ever mentioning that somehow.
I was in it for 2 years.
Damn. It's all
Oh
a lie.
yeah.
Here I
And it was
wasn't.
fun. You know the reason we had anime club on the day that we did was because I couldn't do Wednesdays because of rifle team. Well, I couldn't do Thursdays because of rifle team. But I changed everybody else's schedule because I was in a sport. Oh yeah, we didn't actually shoot real rifles though. They were like pellet rifles.
Steal a rifle though.
Yeah. But the worst you're gonna get from a pellet rifle is like lose an eye or like a hellish bruise. They're only slightly worse than paintball guns.
I mean,
I'm still against it. I want my eyes.
Don't walk out in front of somebody. We also had guns that didn't work for fun. Those you get to like swing around and exercise with.
Oh, is that the ones that do like all the flipping tricks and everything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that and like if you've ever done like a workout regimen, but just add like a 10-pound rifle to all of the exercises, like jumping jacks, but with a 10-pound rifle. It was very fun, but it made your arms hurt. But it made your backpack feel so light that at the end of class, you pick it up and you like chuck it across the room, like, oh shit. It was very fun though.
I'm just
I like
picturing jazzercise with rifles.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's all this like
Pretty
big
much
80s
so.
hair and the sweatbands and everything and leotards.
Yeah, the best part about it was I was the platoon leader. So what they would do is they would put me out in front, and I would be the guy that chose the exercise and then counted while exercising. So I would push myself really, really hard to sound like I wasn't dying while exercising so that I wasn't like, one. I felt like death. And Anime Club decided that they were going to start doing Otaku Day on Fridays, which essentially was just us wearing a uniform at a public school. And then Fridays were also physical training day. So I was leading physical training in like a school uniform. It was really stupid. But fun. You know, knee-high socks and like the black skirt kilts and like a dress shirt. It went well.
That sounds good. That's like a fun idea for Old Taco Day.
Yeah. I don't know why I said it that way. It was fun. We had our own mini host club. And then Scout was my predecessor. It was one of those vote in your president things. And then when I became president, I decided, no, I'm going to pick the next one.
I was gonna say, I know for a fact that we held a vote and then did not like read that for like the last like year.
You're a
Miss
dictator.
Miss Stires was like, no one else here. I don't want them doing this.
You overthrew the government. You're a totalitarian.
Well, the teacher was like, you know what? I don't trust any of these people that they're voting in. And I was like, you're right. Let's just pick somebody. And then we made it a rule after that the president picks the next president and you can vote in the other people.
So no matter what, you get the last say.
Like my VP as someone who had refused to talk to me for like 2 years. And they were my VP, and I was like, cool, this is gonna go great.
Oh, it was awkward. And the person running the club is a senior, so like all of the stupidity of being a senior and being stressed out and trying to find college and blah blah blah. And then running an entire club, and at the time we had around 60, 70 people. And I was literally trying to find tactics to get rid of people. I was like, how can I make people so annoyed that they leave and don't come back?
That's what I did. We did the chocolate selling fundraiser, and I said, if you're here, you're selling a box, and if you don't want to sell a box, don't come back.
That's what I said.
Kids in this one classroom, get out of here. And this one kid was like, I've never been here before. And I was like, well, you're selling chocolate. He was like our highest seller.
Yep.
We just like forced him.
You know, I told them, I said, if you guys sell one box of candy, you can stay in the club. If you sell 2 boxes of candy, I'll give you $20. And if you sell 5 boxes of candy, I'll give you a surprise. And I didn't tell anybody what the surprise was because no one hit it except me. But I used our club funds to like, I was like, okay, if they get it, I will pay for all of your tickets to a con and your hotel room using club funds. And that was the plan, and not a single person did it except me. And I was like, I feel like that's cheap if I pay myself. So I didn't. So we just had like $3,000 sitting in the account because we raised a lot of money and then didn't do anything with it.
That's not a good dictator move. You really should have taken the money.
Yeah, I agree.
We raised around, I think it was around $2,000 a year, and we would donate 1,000 to the library, and then we would keep 1,000, and then we didn't do anything with the money, so it just sat there.
We also earned money for those hallway decorating contests that we always won somehow.
Oh yeah!
Despite the one year, I think the theme was dreams, and what we decided to do was paint all of the lyrics to the Pokemon theme song on the windows and like call it a day.
What
Sounds
the
about
hell?
right.
I think Slenderman was also in there, and they won. They paid us like $100 for doing that.
Mine was
Damn.
like, I think it was like Twilight. What was it? Twilight Nights or something? And I was like, we're gonna paint fish. And we covered the entire hallway. It was one of those bridge hallways from one building to another building. And we painted all of the windows blue with fish on them. So when you walked through, it looked like a fish tank because the sun would make the hallway blue.
That's fun.
It was really fun. And then I shoved someone to the ground, threw a bunch of glitter on them, and then used them as like a broom to clean the glitter up off of the floor from throwing glitter on the windows.
Do you want to make a guess who that was? Because it was definitely me. And then my mom picked me up in her Mustang, and she was not happy about
Sorry.
Oh,
that.
Get for being a mop. High school was stupid.
It's episode 56. Legends of Drama. The title of this one is Rainy Season. You've just listened to approximately 15 minutes of banter. Seemed primarily focused on high school clubs at the end there. Just to give you a quick recap, what happened last time, our little group here, plus Gideon Lagoon, local hero in the continent of Mochipa, is making a trip from the capital fortress of Tempe out to the blanket jungle where there are reports of demons that are causing some of the powerful warriors there headaches and not allowing them to fulfill their duties and march over to Karenia and help the Karenians fight back an invading force of Internum soldiers. So we're trying to help solve their problem so that they can come and solve ours. On the way, we had to get across the river. Rather than use the rickety rope bridge that extends high above it, as most Mochipans do, I believe it was Kriv just was like, no, we'll just walk on water. And cast a spell on everybody, and they walked across. Gideon was skittish at first, but you were all able to make it to the other side. You were introduced to a new type of local fauna called a kabak, which is sort of like a cat-sized monkey frog thing that has a penchant for thievery and was trying to steal stuff from you as you were traveling along. Got into a fight with some vines, which was more harrowing and interesting than it sounds. And eventually were able to escape from those and head on as the kabak continued to try to steal from you. When you set up camp, it fled off into the jungle. I think Arvistan shot at it. And then it transformed into a larger, more monstrous sort of frog creature that could shoot fireballs and turn invisible. So you kind of spread yourselves out to attempt to make it so that you don't present an easy target for this nasty frog spellcaster, who then transformed into Arvistan and attempted to run away. Luckily, everyone was able to not let that happen, chased it down and slew it. When it died, it transformed back into the hideous frog form. Gideon told you that he's seen these sorts of things before, but he hasn't seen it be able to do all of the things that it just did. So they are considered more dangerous than they've ever been now. and he also called into question whether or not this had happened already. Since there are a number of you traveling around, not just the 4 of you, but Gideon and a large bird named Shell, and Arvistan's wolf companion Luna. Any one of whom could actually be a nasty frog in disguise. So you interrupted your sleep at the very beginning to have that little battle. But what we can do is, if you'd like to just continue with the rest that you had planned, we could just do that, unless there is some reason that you didn't want to.
I think we should be okay with continuing with the rest plan.
Okay. The rest of the night, while it's not quiet, nothing is threatening. You hear there's still a lot of like nocturnal animals rushing about, but they don't bother anyone throughout the rest. For the people that are keeping watch, you just sort of hear noises every so often, but nothing approaches or makes any sort of violent advance toward you. You'll wake up in the morning to overcast skies.
Did you check the weather, Kriv?
I was about to say, I'm the setup. Yes, I would like to use my little Druidcraft weather prediction.
All right. Just to get the local weather report, in this time of year, where you would be getting into winter back in Karenia, sort of in like late autumn, early winter times. Here in Mochipa, it's known as the rainy season. So as the seasons shift, it doesn't get colder, it just gets wetter. And it's going to be rainy today. How much rain you get, you don't expect a whole lot. There might be a couple downpours, but there's going to be just a consistent stream of rain coming down, like a little misty drizzle, pretty much all day. That's going to crank the humidity, but the temperature itself, just like the regular base temperature, should be around low 70s, but with that humidity increasing on everything, you're going to get up into like a sort of feels like mid 90s.
Real feel. You're really in depth with your weathercasts.
Mm-hmm. You should expect to get wet if you have an umbrella. That would be a great thing to have right now. But you are underneath a jungle canopy, so you might not get as much as if you were out in the open.
Should have bought that umbrella, Arvistan.
Let's go over to Arvistan for sports.
Fish. Thank you.
Well, gonna be muddy, I'm guessing.
Yes, that's why I'd recommend getting at least a little bit of height with the mountain range.
I mean, makes sense, especially if it helps us avoid things like what we found last night.
Is there risk of mudslides or anything on this range?
The vegetation grows pretty thick and is able to maintain a lot of the integrity of the ground in this area. As long as we don't go above the tree line, I think we'll be all right.
That's good.
I hope you're all accustomed to rain. It's likely that it will rain like this for the next 3 or 4 months.
Oh.
Like nonstop?
More or less. It's going to feel that way, at least.
Quite the opposite. I prefer the desert.
I'll be fine.
I mean, it rains in Karenia, but I don't think we have like 3 straight months of it, so this is a bit of a new experience. But I'm not opposed, I guess, so long as I can keep my armor from rusting.
I want to keep a close eye on it. I don't know if it will or not. Just keep your feet dry. That's the most important thing. If you're wearing wet shoes all the time, I don't wear shoes myself, so I don't concern myself with it. But
I was gonna say, are we okay? Because I also don't wear shoes.
for those of you that do, I suppose not many of you are concerned about wearing shoes too often. But for those of you that do, you could get a pretty bad fungal rot if you don't keep them dry.
Must be nice.
That doesn't sound fun.
I've seen
Nope,
folk
it
lose
doesn't at
toes.
all. I don't want to lose a toe.
Harvesting, you're from under the water. You're probably fine.
Trench foot.
Is there fungus
I
under the
know.
water, Arvestan?
I mean, there's all sort of things under the water.
Really? Is it as lively as this jungle?
Similar in a different way. It's
You
more.
speak in riddles, my friend.
It's more. How can I put it? I mean, I would say it's similar. Yes, it's very lively. Like fishes all over the place. Some crazy snake fishes around under stones or coral reefs and stuff like that. So yeah,
Snakefish.
sometimes you can get surprised by animals attacking you. Like I want to say like these vines did towards us. So yeah, it's
I
pretty
see.
similar.
So the vines under the water will also grab people and choke them.
Yes.
I see.
For clarification, is a snakefish just an eel or something else?
That's what I was
There's
wondering.
eels and there's underwater snakes.
Yeah, underwater snakes don't go very deep, though.
I mean, not necessarily, but as well, you have like those giant, like look-alike anaconda snakes that'll just devour you and poisonous.
So wait, you have several
What?
feet-long man-eating poisonous snakes?
Yes.
No wonder you guys live in a giant bubble.
Yep. You gotta protect
Bubble.
yourself from stuff like that.
You must have led a fascinating life, young Arvestan. This is unfamiliar to the rest of you?
I mean, he tells us stories occasionally about his homeland. We kind of learn more as we go. It's all very unique and very, very different from either Corenia or Tarsaria.
Well, add Mochipa to the list. Although apparently similar but different.
Yeah, imagine the jungle underwater.
I don't think we'll have to imagine today.
Or 4 months in a row.
Yeah, you'll laugh and take off. Gideon's gonna laugh at that one too. That's a good gag for him. He's gonna start heading closer to the mountain. You've been getting closer to it this whole time, and while you're underneath all this tree cover, you can't necessarily see the mountain range. But the closer that you get, the more you can feel just kind of the way that sound operates. As you get closer to these massive walls of rock. Just shifts, and you can tell that there's something big as you're approaching it. Eventually, you do start moving upward, a sort of slight incline. And there, I'd like everybody making dexterity saving throws, because while there isn't necessarily a mudslide, there is water sort of pouring down in rivulets, almost like rivers running down and heading upwards as this water is cascading down at you is difficult. There it is.
10.
10?
Yep.
10 as well.
Well,
12?
13.
Oh boy, we're on a good start,
About the same range.
boys.
Can I get Luna's, please?
Oh, Luna's. Let me open Luna.
when we play in person, can Dimitri's cat Luna roll for Luna?
Wow. Wow.
Luna's
It's not a
is
no.
there is okay. Luna got a where is it? Okay, there we go. 12.
Really? Okay, so Shell's the only one actually doing well. Because Gideon got himself 2. So he's
Wow.
having a lot of trouble trying to get up that mountain. This used to be easier.
Getting old, huh?
I hate to say it, but I think it's true.
I was just kidding.
Don't worry, Gideon. We're struggling over here as well. We're with you, buddy.
Kriv, is there some sort of magic spell that helps us walk up this slope a little bit easier?
I don't know. Block of water works on Bud. That's all I got.
Does it?
I have a spell for movement. I wonder how many people I could. In fact, affect.
Oh, I forgot. I have to make it into a habit. Don't forget to hook up your laptop.
Your computer's all up to date, Jason?
Yeah, Jason.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Nope. One person. Sorry.
Well, you can still get up. It will just take you considerably longer as you continue to lose progress.
One answer. That seems excessive and probably not real.
I will touch Gideon and give him a little bit of guidance, and hope that helps him somewhat.
He rolled max on that, so that might help him a little bit. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back as you go, trying to make your way up this mountain. You're not trying to climb up all the way. You're just trying to get some height to break yourselves out of that dense humidity that's close down to like sea level, and give yourself a little bit better vantage, since getting higher up the mountain gives you a sight over some of the trees that are lower down. You can see things that are approaching you from below a little bit better. It's going to take you probably most of the day just to get up to kind of the height that you're wanting to be at as you progress forward. The distance from this point to the blanket jungle is probably about twice what it was to get from the port town of Mazout to the capital fortress of Tempe. And you don't have the river helping you as this nice little road as you're going in this direction. So you can expect this journey to take a little while. With the overcast sky and the rain coming down, it's tough to say exactly what time of day it is, but Gideon assures you that it's starting to get late. And as he's starting to sort of relay that to you, that rain's going to come down hard. Big sheets, fat droplets that just, that kind that when you step outside, you're soaking wet in a second. And he'll say, we should not be out in this right now.
I agree with you, but where do we go?
I think there's a building near here. If we hurry, we might be able to make it before we're... well, maybe that's too late. You can see his whole mane is just like sopping, dripping down all over his face as he's trying to talk to you. He's got fur just like drenched and dripping all over. Everybody's hair is wet and sinking down. So he'll ask you guys to run through the rain, which will be Constitution saving throws if you're willing to run with him.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm in. Just so you know, I don't appreciate your weather here.
16. I'm like have my shield over my head as I'm running, trying to keep myself out of the rain as much as possible.
It's like a perpetual bad hair day.
You said Constitution save?
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
Same.
All right.
Let's go.
Wait. We'll wait. 17.
Wow. Okay. Much better on Constitution than we were on Dexterity. Unfortunately, Gideon and Shell were not much better.
Oh, I need to make one for Luna, right?
You'll have to make one for Luna, yes.
Can I give Shell guidance?
Yeah, let's see what that adds.
And I will give Gideon guidance.
Not going to catch you up. So Shell's guidance got a 1. Didn't help much.
Luna got a 14.
Gideon got a 2, so it helped him a little bit more, but not much. They both got 4 on the die, and while it does get a little bit better, it doesn't get that much better. So as Gideon tries to lead you off in a direction, all of you quickly overtake him. As he's got a lot more fur and hair, and he's getting weighed down, and he's a big guy. So there's a lot of weight that he's got to carry as he's running. So as he goes, he just gets passed up by all 4 of you. Shell, same deal as Gideon, covered in fur, feathers in her case. Not built for running in the rain. So they lag behind a little bit. But you don't have to run very far before, let's see, Dirty 20s from Kriv and Arvistan. They'll both make perception checks.
Ooh. Perception plus 5, that'll be 24.
15.
Okay. Arvistan, you'll be the first to spot the building. It's not a well kept for structure. It looks like little more than just like a pile of stones in the jungle. You can see it's overgrown with vines and ferns and moss and mushrooms.
Hey guys, I see, I think that's the building that Gideon was talking about. It's right in front of us. We're almost there. I don't know how much it's gonna cover us, but we're close.
I'll take anything at this point.
Yeah. The rain's pouring down and soaking everyone. You rush towards the building. It's really just a single room, kind of a small rectangle. While it is overgrown and sort of ramshackle, it was made of large, heavy stones. So the walls are more or less intact. There are a couple holes in the roof where you can see that the rain is leaking through, but it's just pooling up in puddles underneath where those holes are, and the rest of it seems as dry as the jungle's going to be, especially during rainy season. There are at least sections that aren't getting rained on currently. As you go in there, though, Arvistan and Ajite are the only ones that can see what's happening because it's dark.
Is there? Can I see like anything like the similar to like a torchlight or something like that?
There's no light in here. You're looking for a torch, like on the
Yeah,
wall?
like a torch for yeah.
Do an investigation check then.
Here, let me help. I do produce flame.
Hey,
Let's look for a torch with a torch.
Kriv makes a little fire in their hand to look for fire.
that would be more like somewhere to put fire because I was gonna ask them to lit it up. Will that be with an advantage because the roll was really bad?
No.
All right. That's a where's my percentage? Okay, that's a 7.
You don't see anything. Nothing that you could use to... There's not like a torch sconce or anything that you could light up or that Kriv could light up for you to help bring light to the place. But that little bit of flame in Criv's hand does more or less illuminate the room outside of some dark corners in a couple areas. You can see that this seems like it used to be a kind of temple. There is no like altar or praying place, but what gives you that impression is that the walls are depicted with murals, and the different images depicted on the walls seem to indicate a series of events.
Hey Gideon, do you know anything about these pictures? It seems like it's like telling a story or
Got a
something
lot of
like that.
hair in my face. Could I help? Someone help dry my mane? It's getting
I,
into my eyes.
How do you want us to do that? Blow on it?
yeah, that's
We could bring that fire over here. It might help.
I'll step over. Hesitate, can you help him, like, move it or something? I got fire in my hands, dude.
What do you want it? You want it braided or?
I'll just see if I can do a little bit myself.
I'm gonna braid it.
Difficult sometimes.
yeah, braid it, braid it.
I'm gonna braid it out of his face.
That can be very helpful. As you're doing that, he'll look up to Kriv and say, "What was it you were asking?"
If you know anything about this drawings on the wall, it seems like it's telling like some type of story or something like that.
Oh, I should hope this is a sort of worship place for Quetzalcoatl. I'm sure the images on the wall depict his story.
For who? Sorry?
Quetzalcoatl, the war god.
Never heard of him.
What? We just heard about him.
Yeah.
You were there.
I
We were
don't
all
remember. I was looking away.
It's all right,
I
artist.
I zoned out.
Couldn't hear you. I was looking over there.
I'm not certain that the tail made it underneath the waves. He's a Mochipan god.
Okay. I think I remember a little bit now. But yeah, yeah, I was in my own world. You know, you guys know how I get.
Yep, we've been around you a long time.
Yeah. So those drawings is about that story specifically, or something different?
They are. I could attempt to recount the tale for you if you wish.
Yes, please.
Ooh, story time. I'm gonna sit on the floor and take my shoes off.
Gideon will have to go to each image in turn. They sort of flow into each other, like they're all part of one, like large mural. But he'll tell you that each part is like a specific event, and time is supposed to flow as you move along the walls around the room. To start, there is a throne room. It sort of looks like a stylized representation of Empress Pardide's throne room. It doesn't have like the trees and branches across that you saw when you were in there that she could use to climb around on. It looks a lot more typical. There's sort of an empty room with a big seat at one side of it. On that throne, there is like a tiger guy, a really large striped like cat person. And then standing in front of that person, much smaller, is just sort of like anyone familiar with a bear cat? It's kind of a doofy looking. It's like the most miserable looking animal that you've ever seen. They kind of like they've got big hair and they got really long tails, and they smell like popcorn, if you can believe it, which is kind of fun. So there's a guy standing there. He looks kind of like a mix between that and a jaguar. He's got like the spots on him, but he's all coated in black. So a black jaguar has the same spots that your standard jaguar has, but it's black on black, so it can be tougher to see them. But they've made sure to like emphasize them in this depiction so that they've got actually two separate tones there to make it more obvious. Gideon will tell you, we don't know much about the beginning of Quetzalcoatl's journey. Where the story picks up is when he met with the king of Mochipa, the tiger, many hundreds of years ago. And Quetzalcoatl displayed a uncanny knack for magical ability. Some say he was able to cast spells without the use of magical stones, which I'm sure you can admit is a rather miraculous thing. He was able to capture the attention of the king with this power of his, which granted him a position on the court. Quetzalcoatl became an advisor to the tiger and counseled him in matters of international relation. We'll move on to the next image, where you'll see Quetzalcoatl, the black leopard bear cat, once again talking to the tiger. And between the two of them, there is a sort of like jagged sword, kind of like gem encrusted, like a diamondy, like spectacular looking weapon, almost impractical. But it looks like they might have actually put like real precious stones inlaid into the mural itself to sort of make the sword sparkle as the light catches it. And Gideon will tell you, Quetzalcoatl informed the king that on the other side of the sea, the Corenians were building sophisticated weapons of war, and that their intention was to invade Mochipa and use those weapons to subjugate its people. The tiger put a lot of stock in Quetzalcoatl's musings and his wardings, and so began to ready his armies for the coming conflict. We'll go to the next image where you can see there is an ocean depicted. On that ocean there is a raft with a large sail. There are several like Mochipan soldiers stationed on it, and Quetzalcoatl in the middle. And then Gideon will say, I'm surprised that any of you might not be aware of Quetzalcoatl, the war god, because he was once a diplomat, much like yourselves. The tiger sent him on a mission of peace to Corenia to attempt to negotiate with the queen there and help prevent all-out war. In the next image, you'll see Quetzalcoatl in a different throne room. This one's like sort of mirrored against the Mochipan throne room. This is meant to represent the Corenian throne, which I don't think any of you have seen before. They don't use it anymore. They don't have a king or a queen at this point. So it's just sort of a relic from the past. Facing the other way, and there is a woman seated on the throne. She's dressed all in like sparkling silver armor, and she has short-cut green hair. And Quetzalcoatl is standing in front of her in the same way that he was standing in front of the tiger just before. And Gideon will tell you, Quetzalcoatl lied to the Queen of Corenia and told her that Mochipa was imposing sanctions on Karenia. They were threatening to invade themselves, that they had found extra strength in the jungle. They'd learned to harness its magical power for themselves, and they were going to bring it to bear here on the plains. And then they'll go to the next image, which is a battle scene outside of Tempe Fortress. You can kind of see it depicted in the background, where there are just sort of dozens of Omni and human troops battling against one another. You can see teeth and swords and spears all clashing against one another. And Gideon will tell you, thanks to that diplomatic mission, Karenia sent thousands of soldiers on hundreds of ships to invade Mochipa. They swept across the jungle, burned it until they came to the fortress at Tempe, and sought to topple the tiger from its throne. And then he'll move to the last image, which will show a pit. Sort of descends down. You can't see what's in the pit, but Quetzalcoatl is standing in front of it with his back towards it, and facing towards him. You kind of see from the backs of their heads as they're looking at him, and he's facing towards you with the pit behind him. Omni and folk and people of all description, all sort of menacingly staring towards him. And then Gideon will tell you, but reason won that day, and before striking down Mochipa's king, the queen chose to speak with him, and in so doing they discovered Quetzalcoatl's lies, and he was ultimately destroyed.
Do I know any stories of this story, and do they differ from what Gideon has said?
Make a religion check.
13.
You know some of them, and they are different. In Karenia, especially in religious circles and in the clergy, they don't like to talk about Quetzalcoatl, and they especially don't like to talk about the historical depiction of him, because this version of history, while the story that you were just told definitely paints Quetzalcoatl as the villain and sort of the two nations as victims, the way that events played out, Karenia is the invading force and the aggressor there. And they did more horrible things than Mochipa did. So in your country, they don't like to talk about sort of the bad stuff that they did.
Okay. It's a little bit different than the Karenia telling of it. Probably more accurate, if I'm being honest, but it's a unique story, to say the least. Do you think he knew that his deception would both bring about his end and, in turn, peace, or...
Most of his followers seem to agree that that was his aim, and that is the aim of all war. Tensions between our two nations before Quetzalcoatl arrived were high, and after he was gone, they were eased considerably. Could make an argument that the ends justify the means, although it's a difficult one.
Do you think that he had it all planned and knew that they were going to talk between themselves instead of going like cutthroat between each other?
I don't know what Quetzalcoatl's intentions were. When I think about the story, it seems as though he set the pieces so that he couldn't fail. At least if his aim was peace.
I mean, I would like to think that it was peace. I mean, you don't set yourself as the villain, and as a mage user that doesn't even need a focus of any kind, I can only imagine that if he really wanted to escape, he probably could have.
The story's centuries old, and there are different interpretations in certain parts of it. Some claim that it was a different person altogether that spoke with the Mochipan king, or that a different person spoke to the Karenian queen. Some say that Quetzalcoatl died when his truth was found out, and some say that he did escape.
What do you believe?
I believe that it doesn't matter. I think worshipping someone as a paragon of war is ill founded. I don't think war is something worth following. Whatever it results in, I don't think it's ever worth it.
Now, this is going to sound a little bit rude, but it's not my intentions. But did you have the same mentality whenever you were the captain of your troops? Or is this just a different knowledge after all the disasters that happened that you told us came to be?
I'd rather not discuss it further.
Okay.
But I do think that there is now a debt to be paid. Since I've shared a story with all of you, I think I deserve to hear some stories in turn.
Okay. What kind of story you want to hear?
Well, I'm curious about you, Ravi. I'd like to hear the story of how you came to join the church.
Well, I came to join the church almost by accident. Um, my father got sick and passed when I was fairly young, 10 or 11. My uncle didn't want me to inherit anything from him, so he had sent a plot to kill me. I found out, and instead of standing there and taking it, I leapt from the upper ring of Karenia. As I'm assuming you've never been?
Not in all my days, no.
Okay. The city kind of spirals upwards, and the higher you go, the richer you get. And as part of a noble family, I was at the fairly high top. Well, I jumped from the upper ring into the kind of middle ring, and that's the merchant district and the churches and everything else, where I was found by members of the church. Uh, they took me in, nursed me back to health, and either feeling as if I owed them a debt or just that the way they acted inspired me to help them out, and I've been kind of doing that ever since.
What was the first thing you did for the church?
Sweep the lobby, like just like kind of sweep the main floor.
All right. We're going to try something today with this weird session. We're going to cut to a little boy, Ravi, 10 or 11 years old,
Ooh, flashbacks.
sweeping the floors of the Temple of Freyjar.
Oh,
So, Ravi, at this point, you are hurt. You have broken your hip when you fell from higher up. And so you've got this big kind of wound on your side that has been treated, but it's slowly healing. So sweeping is difficult, and you're not making a very good job of it. It's a pretty big temple. And as we're looking at the temple now, it's not the way that we're used to seeing it. Last time you all saw the Temple of Freyr, it was full of refugees from the outskirts of Kyrenia, people from their farms that were pouring in to help escape the battle. Here it's empty. And by empty, I mean empty, empty. There's no one in there. There's dust covering the floors that Ravi's sweeping up. And we'll have walking in through the temple doors significantly younger looking Father Gregor. And he's going to come in with another young boy, a few years younger than Ravi. And he's going to say, let's see if we can find something for you to eat. Ravi, what do we have in the stores?
I mean, I still think we got some potatoes and carrots that we had peeled but didn't use up last night.
Oh, you're in for some luck, young Jeremy. I've got a recipe for potato stew that I've been working on. It's mostly potato. Ravi, go and grab us some of the food. Bring it out here for us, won't you?
Yeah, give me one sec. And I'll kind of halfway, almost use the broom as a crutch or a walking stick to kind of help me along.
Yeah, you're hobbling in a poor way. You may have a makeshift crutch that Father Gregor has created for you, but it's not, medically sound. It's not the best thing that's really going to help you heal properly. It's just the best that he can manage without really having any sort of resources. When you get back into the food stores, I'll have you make a quick investigation check.
Nine.
You open a couple of cupboards, empty inside. You go down below to the cupboards near the floor, empty down there. You open the door next to that. There's a wooden plate that's scratched all to hell on the top and covered in dust inside of that, but no food. You go ahead across the room to the other side, open up a closet door. Inside of there is an old bag of grain that is torn open, and two rats come scurrying out, run across the floor, and hide in a different part. As you keep looking, you eventually find in a dark, dusty corner, there are 4 potatoes. They're starting to grow eyes on them, like roots coming out. One of them is kind of black and molded across half of it.
So I'm assuming there's a window or something. I can take the bad one and throw it kind of out of the window.
You could head to the back door and toss it out real quick.
So I'll toss that one out. I'll grab the other 3 and I'll kind of hop back along. Apparently there's not quite as much food as I thought. This is what we got.
Oh. 3 potatoes, and there are 3 of us, so I think it's more than enough. Thank you, Ravi. And he'll take the 3 potatoes, and he'll usher the little boy off. He'll say, "Come with us, come. It's time for a break anyway."
Okay.
And he'll get a nice little black pot, and he'll put it on a little fire just kind of in the middle of the room. And he just breaks up some sticks that he found outside, and he lights those up with a bit of flint and tinder, and he asks the other little boy, Jeremy, to go and fetch some water. And he kind of just like with a tiny old dull knife in his own hand, he cuts up the potatoes, and he just sprinkles the 3 little potatoes into the pot. Jeremy will come back with what little bit of water he was able to gather. He just kind of pulled it out of the fountain, and he'll pour it into the pot. It sort of barely covers the broken up potatoes on the inside. And then Father Gregor pulls a little spoon out of his pocket and kind of stirs them around until they get a little bit softer. And you and this other boy just kind of, you have to sit on the floor nearby as you wait while he cooks it up. And then he'll say, Ravi, head to my chambers and get my bowl.
Right away.
All right. You'll head there, and he has next to nothing, so the bowl's not hard to find. It's just sort of sitting on this one little nightstand next to his tiny cot. You can pick it up and bring it back. And he'll fill up the bowl, and he'll hand it to little Jeremy. And he'll say, eat up, son. And then he'll just take the pot itself and hand it to you, Ravi. He'll say, here's yours.
I don't need all this much.
Certainly you do. You're a growing boy, and an injured one, too. You need to heal up. Put some meat back on those bones.
I will look at myself almost confused, like I have meat on my bones, but I won't say anything. Continue
You do
to
have
eat.
meat on your bones. You recently left your own house, so you even got like nicer clothes. They're a little banged up from your fall, but you look a lot healthier than the other little boy, and also healthier than Father Gregor himself.
I will, like, kind of also, if I can move it. I don't know. It's probably, if it's not too heavy for me to move, I will kind of move it towards the other kid too, to share if he wants more.
He looks at you confused.
Eat. You are also a growing boy.
He'll look at Father Gregor, and Father Gregor will give him a slight nod of approval. And he'll take the bowl. He's already finished what was in the bowl. He sort of scarfed it down. And he reaches the bowl itself in, and he scoops up another bowl full. And there's barely enough for that. You don't think that there's a third bowl full in there. And he'll start to eat up those potatoes, too. And leave just a little bit of scrap left. And he'll say, Father Gregor will say, you give everything that you want, Ravi, but make sure you keep some for yourself.
Yes, Father.
I ate earlier today, so I'll skip this one.
I will finish it.
All right. So that will be the end of Ravi's little story. The first person he helped as a member of the Church of Freyjar. And Gideon will say, it's a lovely story. Thank you, Ravi.
You're welcome.
I'm sure everyone's got a fun story like that. Something lovely or selfless or exciting that they've done. Tell me, Arvistan, what can you tell me about your family? The Perlantasil clan, I'm sure? It's quiet. Can't hear you. Nothing. He's gone. Arbstan can't speak. There he
Hello,
is.
hello.
There you are.
There you go.
Okay. What was the question again?
Tell us about your family, the Perlanta Seals.
I mean, what exciting things? I mean, the most exciting things was whenever I started embark my journey to to become a well-known chef, and my parents were all against it. They said, "Son, you gotta be like your father. You gotta be a businessman, bring all the money and take care of the family and stuff like that." I just didn't like it, and they were like very, how can I say it? Very lovey-dovey. They were like all hugs and kisses, and they were so everybody loved them. They were they were well known, and anybody that would need help where in the area that we live, they would help them. They were like very charitable and all that. But I mean, now, yeah, like I honestly don't have like crazy stories like that. It's been always like nice. Never like fighting or stuff like that. I've actually thinking about it. I've never seen my parents fight before. Is that
You,
weird?
but you said they didn't want you to leave.
Yeah, they didn't want me to leave because I'm the only son and their only kid, and they didn't want to lose me, or like they didn't want to lose sight of me, and stuff like that, because I was their only son, and they just loved me too much. They wanted me by their side all the time.
Then why did you?
Because I wanted to explore the world. I wanted to know the different type of foods and spices and flavors around the world, and that is not just centered where I live. I knew something else was out there that I've never tried before, and proof of that is the spices that you guys have over here, insanely spicy, that I've never had before, and it's for me that's like an amazing adventure.
So tell us about when you left.
Um,
Let's cut to a young Arvistan.
oh boy.
Uh, maybe like teenager. Um, I think a teenage Arvistan definitely had acne. Pretty heavy. A spiked mohawk. He's got a spiked mohawk. He's got like patches on his uh, his sort of leather armor, which is kind of like a fun jean jacket. It's all frayed on the edges, like cut short sleeved. Um, and you've got fingerless gloves because you thought they were really cool. Um, they've got like holes in the back, just so you could use them for like looking sweet, or like I would say riding a motorcycle, but you wouldn't have had that.
No. Riding a seahorse. Whee!
Now this is Arvistan's description of when he was leaving home. So this is him talking about himself. You're in sort of like your bedroom, packing stuff. You can hear your parents are downstairs. And you can hear your mother calling to you. She says, Arvistan, come down here. It's dinner time.
I'm busy packing. What do you want?
Packing for what? Where are you going? You're
Uh,
coming down here for dinner, right?
I'll be right there.
Stop
Give me
doing
a
your friend is
second.
here.
Give me a second. I'll be right there. God, what?
that boy.
Start making my way down.
You head down there. In the kitchen is your mother. She's cooking fish, if you can believe it. Um, the way that you're describing the story is almost confusing for some people because she's cooking over an open flame somehow at the bottom of the ocean. You could see that your father is there also. He's like, looks like 50s dad. He's got like a cardigan sweater. He's got like a pipe in his mouth and a big mustache. He's got dark, slicked down hair. And he's got like a newspaper furled out in front of him that he's reading. He's got his legs crossed as he's sitting in a chair next to the dinner table. You can see the table is set already for food. He'll say, Arvastan, when you don't come when your mother calls you.
I was a little bit busy upstairs and all that, but I'm here, Dad. I'm here.
Well, take a seat. Your friend is using the washroom right now.
My friend who's here?
Arapos.
Oh, what is he doing here? Is he thinks I'm cooking again?
Well, he thinks you're cooking and he came here to come talk to you. And he said that he wanted to stay for dinner, so we invite him.
Yeah, he thought I was cooking. That's probably why. Okay, sure.
Wait, wash your hands.
Do I have to?
You've got to wash your hands. You're going to get sick.
Okay.
Arapos comes out of the washroom. He says, "Oh, hey, Arvistan.
What's up, Ara?
Oh, how's it going?"
I'm okay. How about you? What you doing over here? What do you want? My dad said that you wanted to talk to me about something.
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about that thing that you didn't want to tell your dad about.
What?
I didn't say what it was.
Ara, but it, what? Why are you
Hey,
going to bring up?
Arvistan,
Yes, Dad.
come here. Sit at the table. No secrets. Not in this family.
There's no secrets here, Dad.
Come here. Your mother is cooking.
Okay, I'm. What's up? What happened?
She places a big dish. There's like several fish all splayed out on leaves in the middle of this, like beautifully set. It's like a holiday meal, almost. The way Arvistan describes it to you is like this happens all the time. Prepares this feast. There are 4 places set for your mom and your dad, and for you and for Arapos to all sit there and have some food. He said, "All right, Arvistan. Arapos come here to talk to you about something. Why don't we all talk about it?"
It's just kid stuff. You don't need to hear any of this. Dad. It's okay. Don't worry
Your
about
mom
it.
said, "I like kid stuff. Tell us about it."
I know you like kid stuff, Mom, but I don't. It's secrets of us. Like you and Mom
Arvistan,
always have secrets, and then I have secrets with our post over
if
here.
you're
Like
having some
it's.
kind of problem, you know you can talk to us about it, right?
Oh no, yeah, I know. It's no problem at
We're
all.
here to
It's
help
just.
you.
I know that it's just fun and games. Like we're kids. You were a kid as well. You used to probably do the same thing, so you don't have to worry about.
Arapos, my son is talking in circles.
I give a mean look to Arpos, like,
Arapos
don't you
looks
dare.
terrified because he does not want to lie to your parents.
Like, don't you dare, Arpos, don't you. Mm-mm.
What was it you want to talk to Arvistan about? Oh,
Arpos.
he was going to go out
Yeah. I was going
later.
to go. We're going to go out later. Yeah. Mm-hmm. To um um to to play, right, to the park.
I
Yeah.
understand. That's a deception check.
Shit.
Now remember, this is not the level 8 Ranger Arvistan.
Okay, so what am I rolling? Just a
I think
just a
your
d20.
deception's already pretty bad, right?
My deception. Where is my deception? Yeah, it's already -2.
Go ahead and roll that.
Oh boy. I rolled a 3. It came down to a 1.
Has not gotten any better at lying.
No.
Arvistan, if you lied to your mother, I will not be happy.
Not. I.
There is enough playing around. Tell us what is happening.
I might as well just finish telling him our post. Why not? And I start just gobbling the food.
Arvistan is going on an adventure. He's going to find all the food in the world and eat it and learn how to cook it. Arvistan, is this true? Arvistan, do not talk with your mouth full. Swallow. A chew and a swallow. Arvistan, are you a little boy or are you a man?
I just wish I was a little boy again.
A little boy does not want to go on an adventure and leave his mummy and pappy behind.
But I want to see what else is out there, Dad.
How are you going to make money?
I, I know how to cook. I just start cooking on other places and make money.
You just go to someone's house and cook food for them. They pay you money.
There has to be other restaurants out there, Dad. You know this. You have to know this. Like I know very well. It's just not us here. I want to explore.
You think it's a
I
good
want to
idea to
see
go
it.
somewhere you've never been before? You don't have a job lined up?
Yes. Why not? It's gonna be fun. I need to expand. Imagine me like learning all this new stuff and bringing it back over here with all new flavors, all new spices, and ways to cook stuff.
How do you talk to him? Avistan, baby, your father is just worried about you.
I know you guys worry way too much. I appreciate it, but can can I just make my own life? I want to see the world. You know, I love food. I want to see them all. I want to know them. I want to know what else is out there, Mom. Come on, please.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, God. Persuasion. Oh, -2 as well. That's a 15 -2, 13.
Your mom will look at your dad, and they do like one of those silent conversations that couples that have been together for a long time can do. Where she kind of looks, she says, he says, she says, and he'll say, just, and then she'll get stern looking at him, and he'll say, well, you're not sneaking out of here. Not without some help.
But what help do I need? What?
If you're going to go and cook around the world, you will need some pots and pans. We'll see what your mother can give for you.
Okay. Look,
You will need some money.
yeah. I mean, I have a little bit. I can.
We had some put away. We were going to fix a roof later this year, but we can use it now. Fix the roof next year.
No, you don't have to
Ah!
do that.
Don't talk back to your father.
I'm sorry.
I'll send you with some food and some money. And get you some clothes you can use.
I already have enough clothes.
Don't have clothes for travel. Need nice traveling clothes. Give a bad name to Perlanta Seal. You go out there with your ripped and torn clothes.
But I like my shark skin jacket.
Just put something nice over top.
Okay.
And you have your toothbrush.
I do.
You bring your comb for your nice long hair.
Yes, I do.
Don't cut your hair.
Oh, trust me, I don't want to cut it.
Me and your
And
mother, we give you that hair. You keep it.
I will. And yeah, I'm gonna before leaving, I'll ask Mom to braid it for me.
Okay. Can you go tomorrow?
I was planning on going tonight, but turn around. Someone had to come and say something.
Arapos is a
But
mouthful of food now. And he's sort of hunched up.
but yes, I can leave tomorrow. Now that you guys know about it, like there's makes no sense on sneaking out at night. Yes, I can't wait till tomorrow.
Okay. Go and finish your packing.
Can I finish eating first now?
But you better.
Okay.
Your mama's slave over the hot stove. You better eat her food. We finish eating and finish packing, and the next day, a crowd is gathered.
Dad, what?
They want to
What's
say
all this?
goodbye to you, like everyone.
Dad, why? Why
You
you
can't
do
sneak
this
out
to
of there. It's so
me?
mean to all your friends and family, your
Why you do this
neighbors.
to me? This is embarrassing.
They are happy for you.
Um, Hi everyone.
They wave enthusiastically. They cheer. Some of them have signs. Let's say, "Good luck, Arvistan."
Thank you. Dad, this is so embarrassing.
You think that's embarrassing? Take a look at your mother.
Turn around.
She's weeping, pouring tears down her face.
Mom, don't cry.
She said, "My baby, come here to me. Come here."
I go, don't cry. I'll cry as
A huge
well.
hug. She starts kissing
Okay. Stop.
all
Okay,
over your face.
not in front of everybody, Mom. No.
I don't want to let you go.
You have to. Like,
Well, let me hold on just a little longer.
I just make like
Please, 10, 15 more minutes.
no, that's too long. That's too long, Mom. That's too long.
And on the other side, your father starts to hug you.
No. No.
He's crying a little bit too, and then he starts kissing
Dad, what the?
on the other side
Stop
of your face. Big strong man. He's going into the world.
Yes.
Going to make a name for himself.
You guys can let me go now. I can breathe.
My son's going to be a chef. He's going to be world famous. And they all cheer. As you walk out of the Kraken pools. And it's really weird the way that Arvstan describes it. There's like some kind of bubble around it somehow. There are like submarines and stuff floating around. Just the way he tells the story to you. And then as you're heading out, yeah, you'll check your pack and you'll find a note from your mom that will say, see you soon. Big XOXO.
While reading it, tears starts like dropping and like looking around, like okay, nobody's watching me. Okay, I'm strong. Here we go. And the first thing, my first step, I just tumble to the floor. Okay, nobody saw that. Okay, here we go.
I wish all heroic tales started that way, Arvstan.
Yeah, what can I say? That's how mine went.
So many children are thrust from home. I'm sure they would be eager to have parents latch onto them in that way.
I thought all parents did the same thing.
Some do. Have you been home again, Arvstan?
No, it's been a while. I mean, I still send them some letters and stuff like that. We like kind of communicate every now and then.
Through the post?
It's complicated. I have to be like next to the like in the ocean to send it.
Well, it was interesting.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.
I hope someday we get to meet your family, Arvstan.
I
Are
mean,
they going to cry over you when we get there?
um, more likely, yeah. And then it's gonna be like I told you, like more hugs and kisses and more embarrassment. So yeah, yeah.
And we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there to see it all.
I think that would be even worse. Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It's not like Kazuto will make fun of you forever for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she will, Ravi.
I can't wait to see what this submarine thing is.
Oh, you'll have fun with it. That'll be awesome.
It does sound pretty cool.
How's it taste? Surely you have stories of your family. You're from a noble house, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us something about them. Are you well respected in your home country?
All right, see, here's the thing. I'm well respected in my home country now. But my family didn't used to be. We were on the outskirts of Tarsaria. My cat is eating pizza. Stop it.
Look at that! I'm eating pizza as well. Go Luna!
Same.
Go Luna! Well, it was definitely a really long time ago. Both of my parents have passed. But I did end up taking on both of my siblings, and raising them essentially on my own for a while, which meant that we weren't doing well.
Did your family have money?
No.
What happened to it?
Well, I suppose now is as good a time as any, but we didn't have any. Ever. Whatever I ended up having in the future was all based on my own skill to achieve it myself. My younger sisters, they learned how to steal. But, it wasn't always bad. I liked to sing in the street. We made quite a bit of money performing. And it gave us enough to be able to afford more expensive clothing to give off a facade, essentially.
Well, let's act that out. Let's see, sort of backwoods Tarsaria on market day. The market's not open every day, it opens once a week for people to come and sell their wares. People come in from outside of this little town. It doesn't even really have a name and won't be marked on any map. And they come and set up little stalls and try to sell whatever they can to anyone around. And people buy things because they need them to survive. A young Hajate, probably a teenager, is there, not with that acne that Arvstan had. If it's there, it's not anywhere near as much. She is singing in the street, and her two younger sisters are dancing around her with ribbons. Give us a performance check.
Okay. Well, that's I take it I probably didn't have the skill that I have now.
How'd we do?
I rolled a 4.
Okay. It's not great. What instrument are you playing? Or are you just singing?
Oh, that has to be around the time when I picked up the banjo.
Okay. You haven't really done much more than pick it up. So you're just kind of plucking at it as you try to sing along. Whatever you're playing on the banjo is not really matching your voice. Your sisters are just dancing around and having fun, twirling ribbons above their heads. Um, you've got like the banjo case open next to you. You've put like a few coins that you had yourself in there to make it look like people have been giving you money. You'll see a man will come by. He's sort of like covered head to toe. He's been out in the desert. So it's just kind of his eyes peeking out. He's like all wrapped up in cloth everywhere to conceal his skin from the sun. He stops in front of you for a second. You catch eyes with him. And then he just turns around and walks away.
This isn't going well.
Should we dance more?
No, that's not helping.
But can we?
Sure.
What are your sisters' names again?
Yasashi and Malsha.
Okay. They will whisper to each other secrets that they're hiding from you, and then they giggle and they run off a little bit.
Don't go too far. Why do I have kids? I'm still a kid. And I have kids.
You'll see another man will come up, and he'll say, "What are you selling?"
My good looks and my charm.
Selling your good looks? Aren't you a little young for that?
What? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I've been singing here.
Is that what that was?
Look, I'm getting better.
Maybe you should train with someone, put in some real effort.
Know anybody?
No.
Well, then that idea is about as helpful as watching me and not giving me any money.
Listen, you shouldn't perform in public unless you want to be critiqued. Whatever. He'll walk away and leave you there. Make a perception check.
17.
Your sisters are pulling some Aladdin bullshit.
Oh my god!
They're off at a nearby fruit stand. One of them is distracting the owner while the other attempts to swipe an apple.
I'm gonna rush over there and kind of slip the one that stole something behind me.
But she's got it.
Yeah. Oh, hello, mighty fine wares you have. What?
What's going on here?
We were just admiring how beautiful your food looks.
You're making a purchase?
I was planning on it, but I don't know. You seem to be kind of aggressive at me. I'm not appreciating it.
I don't appreciate looky-loos. People that aren't willing to spend money. I've got real customers, all right?
Fine, whatever. Your stuff doesn't look that pretty anyway. I'm gonna knock a couple apples onto the ground.
Okay. She's going to watch that. She doesn't notice the stolen apple. You better pick those up.
Fine.
And those are bruised now. That's damages. They muted you somehow.
Hello?
Yeah, they got you.
I got attacked. Here, take your fruit. I'm gonna pick it up and aggressively hand her one less than what I knocked over.
Is that everything?
Yeah, it's everything.
Are you sure?
Look, I'm sorry I knocked it over, okay?
I'm going to do a quick inventory.
Of me?
Of my fruit. She's going to start counting her apples.
I'm gonna walk away.
Oh, hey, get back here. Where do you think you're
Look,
going?
I don't have time to wait for you to count 100,000 apples.
She's going to come out from behind her stall. She's a big lady. She's like storming over towards you.
What?
Empty your pockets.
I don't have any pockets.
Well, then you'll have to let me search you.
That is weird. Also, we're in public. I'm so sorry I knocked your apples onto the ground, but I handed
You're
them back.
not sorry.
Sure I am! But some mean lady is yelling at me.
Listen.
I'm gonna, nudge my sisters to leave. And like I would like to try and slyly hand it to one of them while I'm trying to shove them away.
That's sleight
It's
of
like I'll
hand
deal with
check.
this. Just get out of here. I got it. I'll talk to this belligerent woman. Belligerent. Sleight of hand. 16.
Okay. Do a little perception for her. You think you slipped it past her. She'll say, I'm going to talk to the Rangers. And I'm going to tell them about you and about those two little urchins, too.
What about them? You're gonna go and pick on little kids now?
Little
Big woman
thieves.
you are.
Listen, I don't need your snide comments, all right? I'm not too proud to turn in a kid. I've got a
Well,
business to run.
something to be admired out in public.
I think this time tomorrow, if you're still here, we're getting rid of you.
Yeah, you just have the authority to do that. Who do you think you
I'm
are?
calling the Rangers.
Call them. They're not gonna find anything.
I'm
because
going
you
right
didn't take
now.
anything. Okay, bye.
She's going to walk off. She leaves her stall for a minute, go off and gather a ranger.
No, don't take any more. Okay,
There are
no.
other stalls around.
I'm not gonna take any more. had to think about it. The temptation was there. Now I'm off to find the siblings and where they scurried off to.
They are next to a building, the far side of it, away from the marketplace, scarfing down apples. It's not their preferred food. They're not big apple fans. It's just the easiest thing for them to get. But they are hungry, so they're eating them voraciously, viciously.
What do the two of you think you are doing?
Eating!
Stealing.
I was hungry.
That's not an excuse. I thought I taught you better. You need to steal from the people walking by. You cannot take from people we know.
But she's a mean old lady.
So? That just makes it okay that we can get caught and kicked out.
No.
You two caused me a lot of trouble.
And she'll say, sorry. And then your younger sister will start crying.
Look, I'm doing my best, and I know it's not good enough, which is why I took another one. And the two of you need to finish them completely. You need to eat the core.
Yeah, they'll focus on eating. And then you'll hear a commotion coming from back in the direction of the marketplace.
I will go look.
All right. It's not about you.
Huh.
There is a young woman in fancy dress. She's got a parasol to shield her from the sun. She is escorted by a sort of debutante, debonair gentleman. He's also young, and he's dressed super well. He's got like these long robes, clean as anything. They have a couple servants in front of them, sort of keeping people back away from them, and they're being escorted by two rangers. The older woman, the big lady that you just stole from, tries to flag down one of the rangers, and they ignore her.
Take that, stupid lady.
And they're sort of like looking down their noses at stalls in the marketplace. And as they're walking past, there's not a lot there for them to look at. They're coming closer and closer to your banjo.
I gotta rush over there. Wait, I have to print myself up first. Gotta look good. Focus. And then we go over there.
Okay. As you get to where your banjo is set up and the case is sitting there open, is when they approach it and then they stop in front of you and look at you.
Oh, hello.
What are you doing?
I play music on the street for local entertainment.
Would you play something for us?
Oh, sure, absolutely. I'm well known around these parts for my unique skill. It's a bit different than what's normally played, so I hope you'll give me a chance.
It
No, I'm gonna-
is performance check.
Let's call the sisters. They gotta come. Come on,
Okay.
fool. I need the extra enthusiasm.
What are they going to do? Dance?
Dance. They gotta. Well, that is a 10.
So it's better than it just was, but you haven't learned how to play the banjo in the past 10 minutes.
Nope.
So you sort of struggle, and your sister, they're little kids, like, they're not trained to be dancers, so they're not the most graceful either. They're just sort of like flailing around in front of you. And you'll hear the young lady will say to the young man, "Oh, it's so sad."
Well,
Give them something, won't you? And he'll say, well, give you whatever's in my pocket. He reaches into his pocket and he dumps more money than you've ever seen into your banjo case.
oh my gosh. Thank you. I appreciate it.
They don't talk to you anymore. They start walking away from you, and the young lady says, "Poor thing."
I hate it here.
And your
shut-
sister echoes, "I hate it here."
Stop. I'm gonna slam the banjo case shut because, oh my god. There are thieves in this town. They can't be taking my money. We're gonna buy some better clothing. We need to look more presentable, I think.
Where?
We'll have to go close. Maybe a fine shop in town. We might have to go over a town. But I think I have an idea.
What's the idea?
I think I can get us some money. I think I can make them believe I'm one of them. But we have to look the part, and I have to act a bit better, and I think maybe learn a real skill.
We can't leave town without a ranger.
Well, we're going to have to. We're going to have to talk our way through it. You can do that, right?
I can talk.
You're right. Maybe I should go by myself.
Your younger sister will say, "No."
Look, it would only be for a little while. I just need to get some things together, and then we'll be rolling in money. You wouldn't have to worry about eating.
And what are we supposed to do?
Maybe you could stay at a nearby temple.
Temple's smelly.
Yeah, so's the street.
It's smelly like a temple.
Look, I didn't ask to have this happen. And I'm not good at taking care of kids either. And I don't think you're going to be helpful to me. I'm sorry. So until you get better at stealing and not getting in trouble, this is all we've got.
Yeah, that's your younger sister crying again.
Look, it won't be for long and then I'll be back.
When are you
You
coming
just
back?
I don't know. You just need to hold it together until I can, okay?
We'll stay here.
Yes. Yasashi, you can take care of your sister, right?
I don't know.
I need you to. It's not an option anymore. Do you want to keep stealing from that woman and get arrested and end up in jail?
Your younger sister, I don't want to go to jail.
And neither do the rest of us. Look, if I can make them believe I'm one of them, maybe we can make it off better. But I need to start behaving like them, acting like them. I need to be one of them. And I can't have two little girls following me around. It's not going to be helpful. But I'll come back and I'll send money when I can.
They turn their backs on you and go back to the other side of the building where they were eating apples.
I'm gonna go buy some clothes and hopefully make friends with that lady and look completely different.
You really left them there.
Yep.
How old were they?
Young. Very young. My sisters were 10 and 7 at the time.
Maybe age is different in Tarsaria, but here in Mochipa, a 10-year-old is much too young to look after themselves.
Yeah, well, I wasn't much older to be looking after them both. They were just holding me back anyway. It was. I sent the money and I didn't hear anything from them. And that was that.
Could they read and write?
I was hoping they would learn something at the temple. But frankly, I wasn't very skilled either. We had a normal family life until we didn't. It's a lot easier to learn manipulation than, I don't know, go to school.
I'm sorry you went through that, Ajite. and I'm sorry that your community wasn't there for you.
It feels very strange to hear about Arvistan's community. Our town didn't care much for homeless people or children or anyone but themselves, really. And I ended up just like them.
Well, it's not over yet. However you see yourself now, you still have time to alter it.
I'm afraid I don't have time to alter what I want to. I don't think my sisters are around anymore.
I don't know. We'll find something in Tafel.
I didn't mean to bring down the mood. It was supposed to be a fun story.
Well, perhaps we can lighten the mood with a story from our friend Kriv.
Don't know that I'm too good at stories. I tend to forget a bunch of the middle parts, and sometimes the start, and sometimes the end.
Oh, Kriv, you're from Karenia also, right? Like Ravi?
Not in the city, as far as I know.
Tell us about your family.
I I don't have much to tell. I don't know necessarily that it's as unfortunate of a story as we've heard some today, but I don't really remember too much. I don't think they were bad. I think I was happy there, but I can't remember much, and I haven't been able to find them. We've been trying to do that kind of really, really passively. I know they're somewhere.
Why don't you remember?
Um, I at some point, as you'll find, a lot of my details are a little bit fuzzy. Um, I was struck by lightning, and I don't remember a lot really close to it. I was kind of in and out for a while, but it's drastically affected my memory. I'm sure you've seen me journaling in the evenings. I have to write stuff down, or I can't remember it, or I can't remember if it's a thing that actually happened or a thing I'm just making up.
How long ago did this happen?
Honestly, not too sure. I had a fair amount of notes in my first journal, but I unfortunately don't have that anymore. And like I said, I was kind of in and out for a while there. I didn't know how to how to recuperate from something like that. So I didn't have much from the early days there, regardless.
Well, have you spent any considerable amount of effort attempting to remember?
I mean, I sure have been thinking about my family a lot. They're kind of getting me in some trouble here, I think. Maybe. Um, they're missing. They may have they may have skipped an opportunity to help our neighbors, and I don't know if they did, and I don't know if they're the type of people to do that or not. I have to assume they're not, because I wouldn't want to do that, and I don't remember being unhappy there, but,
Wow.
but I'm not sure.
What's the last thing you do remember?
Outside of this book, you mean? Little journal.
Right.
um, I know that I left home to explore, not maybe as honorably as Arvistan here, with the seeking for the skill and everything, but just wanted to go find all the super just weird stuff there is, you know? There's so much. There's so many bizarre things.
Similar but different.
Yeah. I remember that. And I know that still drives me. And I know we've certainly found a bunch of weird stuff since I met these guys, so I'm still on that that undrawn trail. But um I think I had traveling companions before I was struck. I don't I'm not too sure. I wish I still had that notebook. I had some trinkets on me and supplies and stuff, so
Where were you when you were struck?
that was I think it was somewhere between home and the city. I don't remember when it happened. I know I woke up somewhere and someone was tending to my melty wounds. It kind of was in and out like consciousness for a little while there, so
Could give us a history check. See
my
if you can
special.
dredge into your own memory.
That's a good old 6.
Okay. You try to picture try to picture answers to some of Gideon's questions in your mind. Um, and it's tough. You can kind of get like weird, um, like if you looked at a light for a long time and then close your eyes and you see that like faded image of it on the back of your own eyelids. Just this like weird haze idea of the shapes of things, of the distances between things. You did see when you were uh, in the forest, in the cursed part of the forest, you did see an image of your village in the mountains, and you have no reason to, no other thing to grasp onto to know exactly what it looked like. So that's kind of the image that you try to conjure in your head. And as you start to think about it, you try to like picture other people in your family. You work with what you know, right? You're dragonborn, so they must be dragonborn. And you picture people that are maybe like the same size as you, the same general shape as you, but they're sort of amorphous and shifting. You can't really nail down exactly what they looked like, how many of them there were. Um, and the more you think about it, you're not even certain that they're all bronze like you are, that they're all tall like you are, that they all wear the clothes that you do. They might be doing something different. Um, and then all those hazy forms, instead of just being that blur, it sort of become cloudy, like little wisps inside of your mind. And all of those little clouded forms just kind of get little streaks of purple lightning arcing across them and in between them. The more you think about it, and as you continue to think about it, that thought gets sharper, and the forms of your dragonborn family start to just fade into cloud and into lightning. And those dragonborn forms, roughly your size, give way in your head to a much larger dragon form, just built out of that cloud. You start to think that you can't really think about anything else.
I don't know. It's hard to recall things clearly. I know one thing that keeps following, at least from my past, is I know that I seem to have some um, I don't know that comfortable is the word. I had some understanding of the dragon storm. If are you you have you heard of that? I'm not sure how far reaching that is. It doesn't seem very common in Karenia.
I have heard of it before, but I'm not overly familiar.
It's well, it sounds sillier than it is, but it's some sort of we refer to it at least as like a sort of god. It's a giant roaring storm that is somehow also a dragon. I'm not sure which one comes first, the dragon or the storm, but it's it's awe-inspiring in good and bad ways. I didn't have too horrible of feelings around it. A lot of what I do feel confident in of remnant memories is more feelings than solid memories, if that makes sense. More of the emotions and what I felt has stuck with me more. And I remember kind of a reverence for it, a respect, but uh, weirdly we've run into it somewhat recently, and that those were not pleasant experiences, I think, for any of us. And unfortunately, Arvisan, mostly. And it's super interesting, but sometimes I have to remember we have to balance and remember that super interesting things can also be super dangerous.
Does it surprise you? It sounds like a storm you might be able to see coming.
I think the trick is even if you see it coming, you can't really. There's nothing to do. What do you do when you're in the desert and you see a storm coming in? There's nowhere to go. It's gonna be faster than you.
Well, how do you know it's coming?
Well, I'm sure with you spending as much time outside as you do, you can sometimes even just feel when a storm's coming, and the storm doesn't look like any other storm. Not that I've seen, at least. I've only seen one dragon-shaped storm, unless it's a few of them that I keep assuming are the same one. But I don't think that's very likely. You can just kind of feel it, like can almost feel the electricity of it coming in, and its sense of power.
Well, I'll keep a feel out for it, I suppose.
It's also worth mentioning if you're magically attuned, you can feel it that way.
I'm not one for magic.
I think my magic and my nature-based instincts are overlapping, one and the same, so maybe that's it, Robbie. I don't know that I thought about it like that. That
I
makes
mean, In your case, it might be a little bit different because I didn't necessarily notice it until after I started detecting magic and felt it at that point. But that was a spell that I cast. I didn't know it was coming before that.
And even if it hasn't shown its shape, I never found another storm that talked either. And it's talked, and that's bizarre. I don't know that I recommend that one if I'm honest.
I know for sure I don't.
Yeah,
Maybe the key is just not to talk back.
yeah. Maybe Arvistead, you just need to not talk to storms.
Or
Uh,
gods. Just don't talk to
Or
God.
God.
Or powerful witches.
Or just stop insulting strangers right off the bat. That's probably a good practice, like in general.
I'll give it my best.
I hope so.
Everybody make a perception check.
I'm switching dice. This one sucks.
10.
A nat 20.
What? That's the switch for you.
Your new dice is so much better.
Right?
18.
It's got eyes for you.
Couldn't roll that when I was trying to perform.
You're just a banjo prodigy.
It's exotic folk music.
All right. Hajite with a crit. You stopped raining.
That's what I noticed. Oh! Well, would you look at that? I think we can start walking again.
It's odd. I thought it would keep raining.
Well, I don't know. New
I
weather
mean,
seems drastic, in my opinion. I'm very used to one weather type.
you did say that it would be most of the time, not all the time for 4 months.
That is true, Arvistan. I
Arvistead,
just
you want to
didn't
stick your head
expect
out?
it to end so quickly.
Hmm.
You don't have
What's
sudden
that,
rain.
Criv?
Arvistead, you should stick your head out and see. You should check.
I'll stand up and go outside and check.
All right. It's dark out.
Oh,
Like
To be
night dark or just cloudy dark?
It's like night dark, but also cloudy dark. You don't see any stars or anything.
Okay, so it's like half and half.
It's cloudy and dark.
And dark. Okay.
how long has it
Well,
been in here?
I don't see anything. It's just dark out here.
Dark.
And
Arvistan,
walk
make a
back inside.
perception check before you head back in.
Ooh, ooh.
Hey, Arvistead, is it purple outside?
No, I don't see nothing.
Okay.
That's a
Turn around
9.
and head back inside.
Yeah, that's a 9.
What time is it?
There's nothing. Is it night?
It shouldn't be
How long
that
are we
dark
here?
just yet.
Um,
Can I do a weather check again, Dave?
Yeah. It's raining right now.
Thanks.
As far as I'm concerned, it isn't.
The weather check was
The
our
weather
mistake.
check tells you that it's raining,
Yeah.
but you can see plain as night, I guess, plain as dark, that it is not raining. There's no water coming down.
oh Lord. I
Arvistead,
What did you do when you walked out there? Did you look with your eyes?
I'm gonna go out with my pendant and light it in like a lantern, kind of like.
No, you're covered in metal.
yeah, don't
It's
go.
not raining. I don't know. It's just thundering.
You know how exciting it would be to see you also get struck by lightning?
Ravi, give us a perception check.
I didn't
Oh,
do that.
man.
Shining your light around.
We're in the
We're gonna
damn
start a club.
storm.
You won't be invited, Hajite.
Yeah?
Yeah.
21.
I don't want to be struck by lightning.
Pick up your pendant and shine the light around. As you look up, sometimes you see clouds moving very quickly across the sky. They're moving down.
Ah!
You could see clouds out over the jungle below you, just sort of rolling in towards you, covering the trees, obscuring them from your sight.
Guys, we are being encased in clouds.
In case we need to leave.
No, I don't think we can leave. We're literally like they're closing in on us.
We need to
So,
run
Robbie,
away.
Robbie, you're just joking right now, right? How
I am
clouds
not.
are going to be
The
coming
sky,
down here?
the dark sky is
Guys, bully.
sinking at us. It is coming at us like a dome of darkness.
As Ravi is talking to you, the clouds come in behind him and completely obscure him. Even he has his light pendant disappears.
Oh no.
Clouds
Guys.
roll into the room.
Robbie, I was thinking it was
covered
joking.
in cloud. He
Oh.
gets cut off mid-sentence. You can't even hear him anymore.
Kriv, can you control your cloud friend?
Now's not the time. Can I start reaching out and try to like?
Luna disappears. You can reach out.
Oh,
Kriv!
Luna!
Why do you think this is my fault?
I don't know, do something about it.
How was she? No, I can't.
Cloud
talk.
bed for you real quick.
Griff, do you still have your produce flame in your hand?
Probably, yeah.
You'll see Shell get consumed with this cloud. It rolls over Gideon. It leaves you and Hajite there, backed into the corner of the room.
Well,
We need to find them. What's happening? I can keep my light up if you could help me try to find them.
it does it seem to be
Hello?
going closer?
It's still moving, yes.
That's unfortunate. Well, we can't hear them. They were speaking when they got engulfed. I guess we run into it, huh? That's it.
I guess, but let's not lose each other. Hold arm out.
Sure, we can hold hands. I knew you still liked me.
D&D Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh.
That's Thelma and Louise there.
Like, what's happening?
Bonnie and
We're gonna
Clyde.
rob you now, Arvestan. Give me all your money. I got a gun.
You can take Hajite's hand. As the cloud rolls over you, you can't see Hajite anymore. You can feel her hand in your hand.
It's not the fire hand, if that helps.
Not the fire
this
hand.
time.
Kriv, as you're standing there holding this hand in nothingness, in this black cloud, you'll see the form of a dragon spark in purple lightning in front of you. It flashes for just an instant, like lightning does. And then it sort of like arcs back and forth and makes just this big eye.
Well,
A slit eyeball in front of you. And a voice will call out to you. And it will say, Kriv Avarax, it is time. You are worthy.
Can I hear that?
I think everybody could hear that, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna grip their hand tighter.
In this darkness, can I see the eye forming?
You
And this
won't
cloud?
see that eye, Arvestan. You are not supposed to be here. So things are looking grim on your end.
I just
Oh.
sit down on the floor and feel like, well, here we go.
Release my friends. Let them go.
You don't give instruction, Kriv Avarax.
Please let them go.
You will compete with the other champions to be my servant.
What does that even mean?
Your questions are irrelevant. You will do as I say.
Hello?
Storm doesn't talk to you, Hajite.
We don't really have time for this.
Fine, just I guess whatever. Tell me what I'm supposed to do, but leave them alone.
You will see kind of a part in the clouds a little bit. You'll be able to see nearby, like just standing on cloud, in cloud, surrounded by it. Your companions, minus Gideon. And you see more than just your companions. You see the other champions of the Dragon Storm.
Is it Jangle?
No, it's not Jango.
Okay, but that would be awesome.
He's the only one I know.
That would be so cool.
So bad.
That would be so cool, not gonna lie.
Hey Dave, quick question about these other guys, or should I let you go? Should I let you just keep going?
You want to? I'm going to give you a brief description of
Okay.
the people that you're seeing right now.
I feel like it'll probably answer my singular question right now, so I will step back.
They have their own companions with them. So you're standing up front, Kriv, in front of your group, since you are the champion, and these are just sort of your retinue.
Peons, yeah. Thank you.
One of the other champions is another Dragonborn who has Dragonborn companions and a few drakes, like sort of like dog dragon things with him. And the other one is a little bird person with another bird person with them, and a load of birds.
Yeah. Are the Dragonborn shiny? That was going to be my question.
They're all different colors. The one that is the champion is red, and he's got two companions with him, a male and a female Dragonborn. The male is green scaled, and the female has golden scales.
Is it just the three of the groups?
Your group, the Dragonborn group, and the bird group. And I think that's it for this week. So next time is not next week. What? How could you set all of this up and then not even play next week? Because we're going to be doing a in-person game. First time for this group to actually play. It is, I'm not going to mince words here, the most ambitious single session of D&D that I have ever conducted.
Oh, let's go!
We are going to have guest players. We
What?
are going to have miniatures. We're playing with little people. Are going to be in there. We are going to record it / maybe stream it somehow. I don't know how. You got to figure it out, but it's going to happen some way with no budget.
Shit.
It's going to work.
We're
But
all
it's
on
not
separate
gonna be-
laptop in the same room.
It's not going to be next Thursday. It's going to be the Sunday after that. So that's the day after Christmas. It's a special Christmas present for everyone involved. We're going to have a live and in-person game. And I'll just tell you the title of next week's episode right now. It is called The Tournament of Champions.
Oh, we so dead.
You already failed this once.
I already got annihilated by the gods, so
Oh, we're gonna die.
I believe in us.
again.
Murdering's the one thing we're good at.
That is true.
Yeah, that is true.
The one singular thing.
It might be the coolest episode we've done so far. It might be the worst one. It might blow up so hard and be so bad, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to find out.
I don't think that's possible. It's gonna be awesome.
It could be so... Scout, you don't know. It could be so bad.
Hey Dave, don't worry. I have a stand-in for the Dragon Storm if we need it.
It'll be so...
Yes.
I know it probably can't see, but it's got a little happy face.
Nice.
I don't think that's the Dragonstorm vibe.
Yeah,
you
seems
gotta,
pretty happy.
you gotta kind of ride that line between Dragon and Storm. Somewhere in between. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Scott, what time should we? We have not decided the exact time of day. It's gonna be on Sunday the 26th. But Scout's got work, so we're gonna say, Scout, when is the earliest that you would be available?
Yeah, Scout.
Well, I usually leave by like 10:45.
Give us a conservative estimate. Like, don't rush yourself.
Well, that's all I got. Is I'm home by 11 in the morning.
1 p.m.
That's fine.
on December
I'm
the
in.
26th. So take notes because there's a schedule thing on Twitch and I don't mess with it. And
Jason,
it's going
do
to
you
tell you that there's going to be another episode on Thursday when there won't because I don't tweak it. I don't touch it. It's like an extra step. I don't want to do it. But if you're watching this and you're like waiting for a notification from Twitch to tell you who are you? Who is this person? Talk to us. Because I don't know who that could possibly be. That would not watch this thing not up to now and have me tell you right now. Don't tune in next Thursday. Tune in next Sunday, the 26th.
Sunday.
1 p.m. Central Time for something insane.
Sunday.
Yeah. It's going to be wild.
Insane.
Be there or be square.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Goodbye.
Bye.